Hi guys and welcome to the channel. We've reached the next big milestone. Yep, we have reached 5,000 subscribers and I'm here today to thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. And this comes just 4 weeks after we reached 1,000 subscribers. So the growth has been staggering, mind-blowing, humbling, and all I want to say to you is yes to you. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button, and thank you, yes to you, thank you for the comments and interaction you give me. And you know, starting a YouTube channel is not an easy thing. There's a lot of mental blocks you need to overcome, and you know, to put yourself essentially in front of a camera and release it to the world, it does render you quite vulnerable because you never know how people are going to take to you. And fortunately for me, it's been a very positive experience, and I'm grateful for that. Of course, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and some of the criticisms are from people saying, "Oh, get to the point, you babble on too long." And I always find that a lot of criticisms come from people who don't have a sense of humor. I think I have, throughout the duration of this channel, and this is about the 27th video in, I like the sort of sincerity of it. If I look at my very first videos where I was wearing the dodgy hat and the camera was going in and out of focus and I was stumbling and fumbling, and it's good to kind of look back and see how it's grown, and you guys have been a part of that. And this makes me think of the coaching I give to my to young artists. One of the things I always say is don't wait for the stars to line up, just get started, because no matter what you do and no matter how good it is, you will always look back at it and criticize it. But you need to get started, and there is such power in momentum. As what was that Martin Luther King said, you don't need to be able to see the top of the staircase, you just need to take the first step, and there's a lot of truth in that. So I'm so grateful, I'm happy I started this channel, and I'm grateful that I found a community that are resonating with me. And although I talk about the numbers, and I said this before, the growth is important. However, I'm not one of those YouTubers like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" and you know, just going in and bang, 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 and like ticking all the boxes and making it ultra slick. And because to me that's a lie, that's insincere. And those of you who met me at the MMX gallery at Brian Griffin's exhibition will vouch for the fact that the way I am in my videos is the way I am in real life. This is what you see is what you get. And just like you would resonate with people in real life, it's the same with video and media or artists. You know, you're not going to like everyone. And it is not my goal on this channel to appeal to everyone. It's just me being me, and the people I'm attracting are exactly the kind of people I want to be with. You are my tribe and I'm part of your tribe, and that's what's important to me, is growing a positive, like-minded community where we discuss things we love. And I've got no interest in, you know, fame and, you know, all that stuff that comes with it. I'm just here for the music and for you guys. Very exciting news, guys. As I told you, the GeeK Talk series is coming out. And I'm happy to say that the first episode of the GeeK Talk series will be rolled out on this coming Wednesday, which is the 26th of June, so keep an eye out for that. And the GeeK Talk series, as I said to you guys before, just to sort of simplify things, the channel is now called Vaughn George, which makes sense because that's my name. And then within that we have the Piano and Keyboard Artist series. Now, don't worry, that's not going to go. It's still going to have the same theme tune. It's still going to be the same everything. So you've got Vaughn George, which is the name of the channel, and then you've got the Piano and Keyboard Artist series, where we talk about artists who relating to pianos, keyboards, and synthesizers in the exact same fashion as I've always done it. But in the GeeK Talk series, which is coming out this Wednesday, it will be a separate series where we elaborate on technical aspects of pianos, keyboards, synthesizers, and music production. This series will be particularly interesting to you if you are sort of like a newbie, or if you've been doing it for a while, or you just want to brush up your skills. And even if you've been doing it for a long time, you will probably, hopefully, learn something as well. Guys, there are many great tutorials on YouTube with music production, and some great teachers who I will personally recommend to you. So to sort of find my way in the market within the GeeK Talk series, and of course it will sort of adapt and evolve like the Piano and Keyboard Artist series has, you know, sort of based on your feedback. And as I said, this is all about me interacting with you. This is not about me making stuff and just sending it out to you and just ignoring you. I think you can, if you look at any of the videos below, you can see I'm interacting as best I can and not sleeping much. The Geek Talk series will go into a lot of technical and geeky detail, hence the name. But at the same time, even if you're not a musician or an artist or a producer, it is my belief and my hope that you will actually find interest in it. And I will talk in such a way that you will understand. And through some of the kind feedback I've got from you guys, a lot of you have complimented me on the way I explain things, because apparently I explain things in a very easy to understand way. And that's because I myself, and I'm not being modest, I don't rate myself as highly bright or gifted or intelligent. You know, I taught myself kind of everything. I've never had formal training, so, and I think that sometimes helps because you kind of tend to convey your knowledge in a very layman's terms kind of way, a little bit like Forrest Gump. Well, life is like a box of chocolates, you know. Yeah, he came across as not very bright, but he knew a lot. I'm not calling myself Forrest Gump, but you get the idea. Something that has really inspired me on this channel is I've had quite a lot of you subscribers have written to me and said, Vaughn, thank you so much. You've given me the inspiration to start this. I'm in my mid-50s or older, but I've never, you know, I always felt I was too old, or there are some of those of you who have sold all your musical equipment, you maybe gave it up 30 years ago and now you're in your mid-50s or older and you want to get back into it. And to you I say, just do it. And you know, I don't want to get all philosophical here now, but there's nothing worse than asking yourself, what if? And you know, when you want to get back into music or you want to get into it and you feel you're too old, do it for yourself, man. Screw what they think and everyone else. Just do it for yourself. Because do you want to be lying in your deathbed one day and going, oh dear, what if, what if? You know, the worst question you can ever ask yourself is what if? That is the worst question you can ask yourself. And we need to learn to care less what other people think. We need to be more like our good mate Gary Newman, who just doesn't give a shit. And when asked once what he feels about criticism, he's just like, I don't care. I'm going this way. And Gary Newman does say that that sort of like stubbornness and sort of like straightforwardness is, he attributes that to his Asperger's syndrome. Whether that is the case or not, I think we can learn a lot from our friend Gary Newman, and that is just like, there's the goal, that's what I want, and go for it. You know, just go for it. Full-heartedly go for it. Forget about what they say. You know, you don't want to attack it in such a way that you tramp on people and hurt them. No, no, no. But if anyone has got anything negative or hasn't got your best interest in heart, fuck them. Just go for it and achieve your goals. And that is something I really want to sort of inspire in this Geek Talk series, is if you're someone who's iffy about it or not sure, just go for it, man. It's a great time now. Now is the time where music technology is so available. Things are accessible. You don't need a record label, you know, and even if you don't want to release your music, just do it for yourself, man. Just do it for yourself. I cannot tell you the satisfaction and the inspiration and how fulfilled you'll feel if you just make that move. And it's been proven scientifically, and I'm not going to go into this too much, that learning a musical instrument incredibly improves your intelligence. And of course the brain is a very complex organ, as we know. If you stimulate one part of the brain, it opens up hemispheres and sections to, you know, other parts of the brain, and it'll even improve your intelligence. Just go for it, man. And that's what Geek Talk is about. It's about inspiring you, and yeah, just do it. Let's do it. Let's be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's do it, man. Come on, do it now. Do the Geek Talk. Get to it now. So with the channel, as I say, I have taken my flaws and made them part of the channel. You know, there's the stumbling and the fumbling and the going off topic, and there's people who've criticized me, and then I just go, okay, well then just go somewhere else. This is how we roll on this channel. This is how we roll on this channel. And it's kind of like when you talk to a friend. You know, when you're having a drink with a friend, you're not scripted. You talk, and that is the beauty about conversation, is you start off talking about gardening and then you end up talking about astrophysics or being a midwife, or, well, that's random. You know, that's how conversation flows, and that's how we keep it on this channel. I'm going to do it. Right guys, I want to ask you 2 questions. And the first question is, how many of you will be attending the Synthfest in Sheffield on the 5th of October? That is a synth festival, and I believe this is the 3rd year they're doing it. At the venue is called the Octagon in Sheffield on the 5th of October. And a few of you have actually reached out to me and asked me if I'm going to be there. Well, I'm going to be there. I'm definitely going to be there. So if you'll let me know if you're going, just leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know if you're going to go. And I just want to sort of see how many of you are going to go. And I've decided I am going to go, and it'll be great to meet up with you there and have a beer and cause havoc. Yeah. The second question I want to ask you guys, would you guys be interested in hangouts? And what I mean by hangouts is a hangout would be sort of under the GeeK Talk umbrella. But I think before I start an event, instead of me just hiring a venue and saying, hey guys, we've got this event on, you know, because that's a foolish thing to do, I want to sort of just gauge the interest and see how interested you guys are. So if we were, say, for instance, to start a event called a GeeK Talk Hangout, for instance, and we were to hire a venue in London somewhere, like a conference room, and I would ticket it out, you know, obviously to cover the costs of the venue, and maybe open it up to about 80 or 100 of you, depending on what the interest is, and we could get together in this conference setup. I would, you know, I would try and make it as nice as I can, like, you know, maybe a glass of Prosecco on arrival, or maybe a beer or something like that. But in a conference setup like this, we would have a couple of guest speakers, maybe people who are experts on production or, you know, mastering or some aspect of music production. But the main idea would be for us all to get together and to talk about the geeky stuff we do and to meet and everything. But also, what would be a very, very interesting thing, if you're one of those people who have reached out to me and said, I'm, you know, a middle-aged person, or I'm you know, I'm older, or I used to do music and I want to get back into it, or perhaps you feel you want to collaborate with someone your own age or someone that is sort of at a similar level of experience, because very, very often if you're a complete beginner, someone who's very experienced is probably not going to want to work with you. But so I think within these GeeK Talk hangouts, it'll be a very positive way to get people together, people with a similar interest but of all different levels, people wanting to get back into it, and just people who, you know, we can support each other and we can form great collaborations and something positive in a good way. Music is such a wonderful thing. It is such a unifying, powerful force. You know, guys, I'm not a football fan and I've got nothing against the game of football, but I always say if I had my way, I would turn every football venue into a music venue, because it's quite funny whenever you go and watch football, it's a very divided thing. It's us versus you, and so it's that kind of, and not just football, any game, it's always like, it has that divide and conquer kind of tribal thing. Whereas you go to a music event, everyone there is looking at the stage and everyone has a common interest, and you know, there's usually a lot more love at music events than at sporting events. But anyway, that's a separate subject. So yes, I really just want to know what your interest would be. Another interest I want to ask you guys is, would you be interested in a Depeche Mode hangout? Now, when I went to the Brian Griffin exhibition at the MMX Gallery a few weeks ago, I met quite a few of you, and it was great to meet you all. But one of the chaps there was a guy I met called Lloyd, and Lloyd, him and I sort of hung out towards the end of the night. By the time everyone had gone home, we were sitting at the bar way past the time the bar had closed, having a few beers. And just like most of you I've met in this channel, Lloyd was a really down-to-earth, good bloke, and I felt like I'd known him for years because we had so much in common. Lloyd came up with a very interesting idea, and he said, you know, he went to a Depeche Mode event earlier on in the year where it was kind of like a club night where a lot of Depeche Mode fans went, and he said it was alright, but his biggest criticism was, he said the DJ was clearly not a Depeche Mode fan, and he was obviously, you can tell when someone's not a fan when they DJing. For instance, if a DJ's up there and he's not a Depeche Mode fan, it'll be obvious that he's not a fan because you will know by the types of music he'll play. He'll probably just play all the hits. Whereas if someone's a DJ and they're a hardcore Depeche Mode fan, they will be playing some of the more obscure songs, you know, like Here Is the House and things like that. The point I'm asking is, is there any interest from you guys in a Depeche Mode evening where we sort of hire a venue? It'll be ticketed once again, but through a proper system, and you'll get a proper digital ticket. My aim is to do things properly, the legal, honest and decent way. But is there an interest for that? Would you guys like to do something like that? And I'll probably get one of you guys to be the DJ for the night, and you will be paid for the night as well. So just let me know if there's that, if there is an interest in that. All right, guys, so I'll be grateful if you could answer those questions below in the comment section. The first comment being, are you coming to the Synthfest on the 5th of October in Sheffield? And the second question, are you interested in a GeeK Talk hangout? And indeed, are you interested in a Depeche Mode night? You know, like a club night. So on a final note, just to sort of elaborate on what I said in the GeeK Talk series where I want to inspire people to get into music. There are two pains in life. There is the pain of discipline and there is the pain of regret. And discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. Now think about that. Discipline weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. That is a saying, I can't remember where I heard it, but it's stayed with me forever. And from that, I also want to say is if you're thinking about getting into music or getting started, you're at the right place and you're going to do it. You're going to make that commitment to yourself that you're going to start it this year and you're going to do it for yourself, even if it's a hobby. And I'm going to try my best to show you how to do it and also how to get your music out, and just do it for yourself, man. Just do it for yourself. You owe it. You owe yourself that much. Guys, I will see you on Wednesday, the 26th of June, for the first episode of GeeK Talk. And once again, thank you so much for your support and your belief in this channel. I'm speechless. I really am. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday when we reveal GeeK Talk. Have a good one, guys.